Good morning, Cullman, and thank you for tuning in to Cullman Today. I'm your host, Dustin Isom, and today is Thursday, October 17th. Coming up on Cullman Today, a Vinemont councilman steps down, Toys for Tots registration opens for Cullman families in need, and St. Bernard Prep students celebrate Leif Erikson Day with Viking-themed festivities. All this plus sports, weather, and more, but for now, let's dive into the top stories happening in Cullman today. Vinemont Councilman Thompson has resigned from his position, marking the third vacancy on the town council since April. Thompson announced his resignation at the council meeting on October 15th. Thompson, who secured his place number 1 seat in August 2020 by defeating incumbent Joanne Oakley, has been a resident of Vinemont for over 20 years. During his tenure, he spearheaded projects like updating the walking trail at Vinemont Community Park, organizing cleanup days at Henry and Rowe Wood Park, and launching the popular annual Grillin' and Chillin' Barbecue Fest at the Vinemont Sportsplex. In his resignation letter to Mayor Reginald Dodson and the council, Thompson wrote, "It is time for me to put my passion, creativity, and energy towards my business. It has been a great honor to serve as a council member and assist with the growth of Vinemont." Thompson owns several local businesses, including the Man Cave Market. His departure follows the resignations of council members Charlotte Cosper in April and Sonia Copeland in June. Vinemont residents interested in filling the vacant council seat are encouraged to contact Town Hall at 256-737-5411. Meanwhile, Cullman families in need can now register for the Toys for Tots campaign, with sessions running through November 15th. Registration is being held at the Cullman Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2214, located at 112 Veterans Drive Southwest. Families can register every Tuesday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. and every Friday from 5 until 9 p.m. Dates are subject to change and no online registration is available. Toys for Tots is organized by the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation, a nonprofit partnering with the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve to collect new unwrapped toys for children in need during the holiday season. Toys for Tots coordinator Sean Schofield emphasized community involvement, stating, "We are currently receiving applications for registration of Cullman children for the Toys for Tots campaign. Toys for Tots Cullman distributes toys to underprivileged children throughout Cullman County in order to provide them with gifts to open on Christmas morning. Help us bring hope and joy to every child by donating a new unwrapped gift in one of the many toy donation boxes located all around Cullman County. To register, families must bring original identification and documents proving guardianship, residence, and income. Photocopies are not accepted. Registration is open for children aged 0 to 15, and families can only apply for assistance with one organization to avoid duplication. For more information or to get involved, contact Sean Schofield at 256-347-4674 or email cullman.al@toysfortots.org. Additional details and a list of toy donation locations are available at cullman-al.toysfortots.org or on Facebook at Toys for Tots Cullman. Dave Armstrong, Aquatic Nuisance Species Coordinator with the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Wildlife Freshwater Fisheries Division, is gearing up to hunt for invasive carp species as cooler weather approaches. He and his team will be focusing on silver bighead grass and black carp in the Tennessee River lakes, Pickwick, Wilson, Wheeler, and Gunnersville. These invasive carp, particularly the silver carp, pose a significant threat to native aquatic life. Known for leaping out of the water when startled by boat motors, silver carp can endanger boaters. More critically, they consume large amounts of zooplankton and phytoplankton, the foundation of the aquatic food chain, competing directly with native species like shad and bream. Armstrong's team uses specialized techniques to monitor and track carp populations, helping to understand their movements through the river systems. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, in collaboration with state and federal partners, is exploring methods to prevent the spread of invasive carp. Potential deterrents at key locations like locks and dams include flashing lights, acoustic devices, and carbon dioxide barriers. The ongoing monitoring and preventive measures aim to protect Alabama's waterways from invasive carp, safeguarding native fish populations and the recreational activities that depend on healthy aquatic ecosystems. That's it for today's top stories. Now we're going to take a quick break before we dive into the world of sports.
What's in the magazine? October's peeking in. Oktoberfest in Cullman, let the fun begin. Heroes in our town, business all around, recipes for sharing, joy everywhere found. Colonel Cullman cheers, history in our ears, community so bright, polka through the night. Sports spotlight today, kids come out to play. Fields and courts are buzzing in the autumn sway. Germans came to stay, crafts and brews on display. Cullman's heart is glowing in the polka way. Colonel Cullman cheers, history in our ears, community so bright, polka through the night.
Hello and welcome back. Now it's time to find out what's going on in the world of sports. In Florence, Alabama, the North Alabama Lions stunned the nationally ranked number 10 Abilene Christian Wildcats with a 47-34 victory on Saturday night at Braley Stadium. The homecoming 2024 win marks UNA's first ever triumph over a ranked Division I opponent and their first three-game conference win streak since 2016. Trailing by 8 points late in the third quarter, the Lions rallied with 21 unanswered points. Redshirt senior quarterback T.J. Smith was a force on offense, accounting for 6 touchdowns, 4 passing and 2 rushing. Smith connected with receiver Kobe Warden for key touchdowns, while running back Jalen Fletcher's impressive second-half performance helped secure the lead. The Lions' offense exploded for 500 yards for the second straight week. Wide receiver Tanaka Scott set career highs with 4 receptions for 73 yards and caught a touchdown pass. Justin Luke also added a 23-yard touchdown reception. On defense, safety Gregory Reddick led the effort with 12 tackles and sealed the victory with an interception in the final minute of play. Linebacker Edwin White-Schultz contributed 9 tackles and blocked an extra point attempt. Veteran receiver Takiri Kanubru notched his 127th career catch, moving him into 9th place on UNA's all-time receptions list. The game featured 4 lead changes and showcased a resilient UNA team that outscored the Wildcats 21-0 in the final stretch. The defense clamped down, shutting out Abilene Christian in the fourth quarter to secure the monumental win. That covers sports for today, but make sure to check with the Cullman Tribune each day for the latest in sports coverage from across the area. We'll be back right after this message. Hello and welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Cullman Mayor Woody Jacobs has officially proclaimed the week of October 13th through the 19th as Pilot International Founders Week in Cullman. The proclamation was made on Monday, October 7th, with members of the Cullman Pilot Club in attendance. Accepting the proclamation were Pilot Club members Charlotte Eklund, Julie Burks, Peggy Harris, Elaine Cole, and Betty Dover. Mayor Jacobs praised the organization, saying, "Pilot International is a wonderful organization made up of some great humanitarians. I am honored to present this proclamation in appreciation of the Pilot Club's contributions to our community and throughout the world." Celebrating their 103rd anniversary, Pilot International continues its mission of community service and volunteerism. Today, Pilot International is comprised of thousands of members around the world who are dedicated to giving back to their communities. And through their sponsorship of the Anchor Club and Compass Club, Pilot International also fosters volunteerism in thousands of young people worldwide, calling on them to do more, care more, and be more. Pilot International's mission is to influence positive change in communities, and they do that in many ways. With a focus on encouraging brain safety and brain health and supporting those who care for others, Pilot International provides scholarships and grants to support research, education, and community caregiving programs. The Cullman Pilot Club is actively involved in numerous community projects, including the Pilot Light Home, the Margaret Jean Jones Center, Field of Miracles, Camp ASCCA, and an Alzheimer's support group. Mayor Jacobs encourages citizens to learn more about Pilot International and the local Pilot Club of Cullman. For more information, visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/Cullman Pilot Club or email cullmanpilotclub@gmail.com. Wallace State Community College has broken its enrollment record for the fall 2024 semester, registering 6,473 students. This surpasses the previous record of 6,391 students set in fall 2010. The college has seen steady growth over the past 4 years, rebounding from a pandemic decline. Enrollment this fall is up by 450 students compared to fall 2023, over 500 more than in fall 2022, and more than 1,500 above fall 2021 numbers. Credit hours have also increased, with 57,388 recorded in fall 2024, compared to 54,109 in fall 2023, an increase of 3,369 credit hours. Wallace State President Dr. Vicki Karolwicz expressed her excitement, saying, "We are thrilled to announce a record increase in enrollment this semester at Wallace State. The significant growth in student enrollment is a testament to the quality of our programs, our dedication to student success, and the strategic efforts we put in place to meet the evolving needs of our community and empower our students to achieve their goals. I want to personally thank our faculty, staff, students, and community for their commitment to Wallace State." The increase is attributed to the area's population growth, new programs, the rise of dual enrollment, and Wallace State's reputation for quality education. World History students at St. Bernard Preparatory School celebrated Leif Erikson Day on October 9th by immersing themselves in Viking culture and history. The students honored the Norse adventurer, widely believed to be the first European to set foot in North America, with reenactments and interactive activities. The day's festivities blended historical education with hands-on fun. Students donned traditional Norse armor and wielded replica Viking weapons, capturing the warrior spirit of the time. A highlight was the opportunity to shoot English and Scandinavian-style longbows, providing a tangible connection to ancient traditions. History teacher Dr. Craig Mann, who organized the event, emphasized the value of experiential learning. "Celebrating Leif Erikson Day gives students a chance to connect with history meaningfully," said Mann. "By engaging in activities like these, they learn about the past and experience the culture and traditions firsthand." Say hello to Colonel Mustard, the Cullman Tribune's Pet of the Week. This lovable 1-year-old Catahoula hound is waiting to meet his forever home at the Cullman County Animal Shelter. Colonel Mustard has medium energy level. He's content to relax by your side, but is always up for adventure when you're ready. Unfazed by noise and chaos, he remains calm and collected in any situation. He's discovering the fun of navigating hurdles and is eager to learn more. If you're searching for the perfect companion for hiking or simply a loyal friend, Colonel Mustard is reporting for duty. You can visit him at the Cullman County Animal Shelter, located at 935 Convent Road Northeast. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. If Colonel Mustard has already found his forever home, don't worry, many of his pals are also looking for loving families. For more information, contact the Cullman County Animal Shelter at 256-734-5448 or email cullmananimalshelter@co.cullman.al.us. That's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be back right after this message. Welcome back. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Marky Andrew Coucher. Marky Andrew Coucher, 61 of Hansville, passed away on Sunday, October 13th at Cullman Long-Term Care. Funeral service for Mr. Coucher will be at 10 a.m. on Friday, October 18th at Sacred Heart Church. Visitation will be from 5:45 until 7:30 p.m. Rosary will be held at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 17th at Sacred Heart Church. Raymond Howard Maples. Raymond Howard Maples, 82 of Cullman, passed away on Tuesday, October 15th at North Alabama Medical Center in Florence. No services are planned at this time. Billy Joe Brown. Billy Joe Brown, 85 of Hansville, passed away on Tuesday, October 15th at Cullman Regional. Funeral service for Mr. Brown will be Friday, October 18th at 2 p.m. at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel. Visitation will be held from noon until 2 p.m. prior to the service. Interment will be held at Hopewell Cemetery in Hansville. That finishes up our obituaries for today. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now, let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today, we'll have widespread frost early this morning between 7 and 8 a.m. So bundle up if you're heading out early. After that, it'll be sunny with a high near 66. Tonight, expect clear skies with temperatures dropping to around 38. Tomorrow, enjoy sunny skies with a high near 69. Tomorrow night, it'll be mostly clear with a low of around 42. That concludes another edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. But for now, I'm Dustin Nyson with Cullman Today, wishing you a great Thursday, Cullman.